Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, to really understand the story, we have to go back 24 hours. Over the next 24 hours, a duck looks at me suspiciously. A small cat hides under a car. And I get one of the rarest shinies possible in Pokémon GO.
Well, hello and welcome everybody. Hope that you're good and welcome in to the first 24-hour challenge of 2025. If you don't know what we're doing with the 24-hour challenge, it is basically this. We're going to be playing Pokémon GO for a full 24 hours non-stop. The plan is to hit as many catches, as many eggs as we can do, as many steps as we can do, maximize on anything and everything to do with the game that we can do within reason. Let's leave out GBL, maximize on it for 24 hours and see how we come out with it at the end, playing through the night and completing the 24-hour clock. Of course, the starting stats are a key part of this, so we're going to begin on 28,662 kilometers walked, 645,334 catches, Pokestop spun 568,790, and a total XP of 735,220,000 and a bit. And of course, we've walked 39 kilometers this week so far. Total eggs, 33,892, and the field research is going to be a big part of this one. 33,905 tasks completed. We will come back at the end and see how we've done with those stats. But right now, the challenge is going to begin imminently, but the first thing I think we need to do is get a scatterbug that's not going to count. Let me get rid of that. We've got these eggs to incubate, so let's crack on, people. Wish me the best of luck, and I hope you enjoy this super extended Pokémon GO grind video.
And so, at precisely 8:23 and a bit, the challenge began.
Put the 24-hour timer down now, and I think let's incubate these 7-kilometer eggs to begin, shall we? Yeah, I'm really hoping we don't get screwed over like we did at the first day of this event. Let me know, because obviously this video is going to be coming out towards the end of the Horizons Celebration Event. How has the event been treating you? Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Well, we're already starting on a bad foot there. But our first capture shall be a Fuecoco that's not shiny. Of course, we're going to be gunning for as many hundos, catches, God knows what. Anything and everything is a good one. I feel like we're going to be burning through a lot of resources on this one. We're going to have to seriously restock on the Ultras and the Greats and the Golden Razzes after this one. We've earned 25,000 dust. Lovely. We've of course got our past bits and pieces to do. We need to find these research tasks for hatch an egg. Defeat rocket grunts, no thank you. Maybe later. And get run over by a VW to start the day, perhaps. First up, let's go and get something to kick off the day. Black sheep coffee, bit of energy, perhaps. No, the lures are terrible, but I will whack down the daily incense now. Let's whack some Roar of Time down too. I'm 150 candy short of being able to do 24 hours of daily incense, so I'm hoping we can do some raids to get some rare candies to help out. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please hit the subscribe button and stick around for more Pokemon GO content, but right now, the direction of travel is thus. There we go, mission 1 of the day, tick, done. Don't mind me getting ready for Paris Go Fest with a cheeky pan de chocolat. The other thing I should really add to this challenge is that there is no limitation on what we want to do, apart from obviously the remote raid limit is a thing, and the amount of 7-kilometer eggs the game is going to endeavor to give you from gifts is a thing. We will do some Dynamax bits and pieces along the way. Honestly, it's such a lovely morning. I am really glad that we've got this kind of weather for the challenge. If we can get a Dynamax, like we did on the Wednesday, of course being a 24-hour challenge, it means we cut over to the next day, which means 2 sets of field research tasks, 2 sets of 5 remote passes, Dynamax for Chop. We should also have some company coming later in the challenge, and I would like to just give a nod. We've been doing these for years. The first one we did was back in 2021. I think this is our 14th or 15th challenge that we've done. It is not green. Oh god, 701. Right, swiftly moving on. Florgato though. Previous raid hour, we managed to pick one of those up in between Blacephalon raids. So jumping in to our first Blacephalon raid of the challenge. And thanks to everybody who popped in on the lobby. It's Sunny Boost. So hey, if we get a 2355 during the course of this challenge, that would be fantastic. Shout out anybody who's got the hammer pose. Actually, you guys could play a fun game if you want to over the course of this 24-hour challenge. How many times will the game crash during the course of the video edit? It will probably crash off of camera a lot more. Have a guess. 2355 is the weather boosted 100%er. That's what we'd like to see. We don't have one. Oh my god. 2274. Fingers crossed. Good luck. No. It's time, people, for batch number 1 minus a little bit. It's 8 7-kilometer eggs going off. Maybe we can get a shiny from it or a 100%er. I mean, Hatena, it could be, actually, it can't be worse. Tinkatink. Fingers crossed we can get a 100 during this 24-hour challenge because that would be amazing. Or a Lecky, I wouldn't mind necessarily. So, there's another Tinkatink, nice. Perhaps this one. It's just the 3 same Pokemon. Where's Charcadet in this one? Where's Charcadet? Oh my god, there was literally no Charcadet in that batch whatsoever. We have 1 more egg to wait for. Let's restock quickly. But we do have 2 tasks. 1 is for hatch an egg for a non-shiny Pikachu that's not 100%. Let's get you caught. That was quest numero 1. And now it's time for... Oh my god, yes! Shiny Captain Pikachu! I know it's boosted for the event and everything like that, but I'm really glad we're getting at least 1 of those during the challenge. That's fantastic. Maybe the RNG is just good on that one. It's 377, so not particularly good. 2-starer, but shiny. Numero 1 for the day has been acquired. Maybe a hippo? Did you, over the course of this Horizons Celebration event, manage to get your shiny Captain Hat Pikachu? Because I really hope that you were able to do so. Pin the gift, open a egg, as Clarkson would say. Ooh, lucky friends. I guess, David, I'll be seeing you at some point. Time for a egg. A egg hatch. Let's go. Wow. However, ooh, not shiny. All right, mates. The second half of the costume duo for the event. Not even an incense spawn, I really thought it was. But it's not, it's a wild spawn, weather boosted, 397 Floragato. Quality little shiny. And I have a suspicion this won't be the first and the only one that we pick up during the course of this challenge. Let's get it in the ball, and a critical catch, just the boot on that one. Beautiful. 1 star, does not matter. We got 1 of each of the boosted shinies for the event. We got our first Stack Attacker raid all the way from Thailand. So I love an interesting geotag, you know me. Is it weather boosted? It is weather boosted. Unfortunately, 2263 is crap. Anyway, maybe it could be gold. Come on. It's not shiny. When you got a good day like this, you want to maximize on it. I don't want to waste a second of the 24-hour challenge not outside in the sunshine. It was actually an emergency trip to go and get an antihistamine because I can only feel that this kind of weather is going to lend to my hay fever nicely. However, an almost batch of 7-kilometer eggs, another 8 of them, and it's a Tinkatink to kick things off. Should really charge the phone as well. Honestly, if the eggs can deliver a hundo, I'll be very down. Charcadet, finally we've got one for the day. Oh, low power, there you go, that was bound to happen. Tinkatink! If we get ourselves a decent one, or maybe a lucky, evolve it. That's a good batch of 8. Lots of Charcadet, lots of Tinkatink. Lots of Tinkatink, I'm very happy with this. And another one, fabulous. I don't think any of them are any good, as is kind of classic, but that's all good, it's more candies. Is that a 96 Charcadet and a 93er? Shiny? No, there we go. But I should really catch it. Let's check. We've got 1 hatch and egg task. I should have traded a Pokemon while I was at home. Oh, that's right. We managed to finally get a proper batch of 9 7-kilometer eggs going. So let's see if anything's going to shine at all or 4-star goodness. And double Electric is not a good start. Tinkatink and the Hatena. Come on. The Charcadet. If that could shine during these 24 hours, that'd be incredible. But my luck sometimes with Eggmons is abysmal. What about this one? And there's a Tinkatink. And this one is another Tinkatink. That was the batch of 9. Ooh, 96 Tinkatink. You are being held on to. Redding, that's Angus. Thank you for your gift. And a Captain Pikachu in the wild. Let's see if we can restock, because I have a horrible feeling that might genuinely be all our eggs for the day. I do like to be proved wrong with this game. We have a full batch of 9, but that very well could be the final batch of the first section of this 24-hour challenge. How's your egg luck been over the course of this event? We just soloed with fair ease, didn't even lose a team. A Mega Sceptile. If you have level 50 Curems and a Mega Rayquaza, that's an easy solo these days. So, I mean, I'm doing it because I like Sceptile. Trico's my favorite Pokemon. It can be shiny, and we're walking past it to go to a Pikachu. It is not blue, unfortunately, but it is weather boosted 1912. This thing had its raid day. Was it the tail end of 2022? There we go, lovely. What's 1912 gonna be? Okay, I might actually hit some Mega Sceptile if they're dotted around, and it's a terrible 3-star, but hey, keep adding to the roar of time as well. Slugma! Got ourselves a nice local Captain Pikachu raid with a smattering of people joining that remote. 536 is the 100%, or if it's rainy boost, I think it's 670 for Pikachu. 2.5 hours on the go, just under 10 kilometers walk, so not the most brisk pace I've ever done. 527, that's actually not bad. Thanks everybody who's burning their remotes, of course, choosing to jump in, because it's entirely up to you if you choose to burn that remote with me. It's not a shiny, which is a shame. Florigato, not a shiny. Honestly, I haven't put it in B-roll or anything like that. You've probably noticed this as well. I know it's a mid-stage of a starter that's like combining the two worst things in the world. It is obscenely irritating to catch. So I guarantee in the night shift, when I'm tired and sleep deprived, I am going to be raging about that again. But let's go and get a Cephalon, shall we? A handful of them over there. Nice. It could very well be the final selection of 7-kilometer eggs for day 1. I'd be very surprised if we pick up any more, because we've done 3 batches and a bit, or just I think under 3 batches actually. But there's a Cephalon we're on top of. That's what we're going for. Glad I checked. I nearly had the Go++ going when these were hatching. You have to quickly disengage Bluetooth, but that's another Tinkatink and Charcadet. May there be a hundo in here if there's not going to be a shiny, but we know that eggs are one of the more controversial parts of Pokemon Go. No shiny from those, but an XS. It's a 93er. Ooh, that's a decent 96 Tinkatink. I'll have you from, is that AZ? Is that Connor? That might be your gift, mate. Thank you very much indeed. 1 hatch and egg task for a non-shiny Pikachu. Lovely. Oh, we've got our first Pikachu invite coming in, which we'll jump in shortly. However, there's a nice little perma-boosted shiny waiting for us here. 484 Scyther. We did get a shundo of this off Daily Incense, actually right at the very beginning of the year. So eventually we'll be able to evolve it up to Cleavor, I'm sure, from the Hisuian region, so I wouldn't say no to another one. It's unlikely to be that, though, so let's check. Yeah, 0-star, but that's fine. But that, of course, is a perma-boosted Shinny. And we've just got time to jump into the Pikachu raid. Thank you very much. 3rd remote. Currently got some hydration for the go. Maybe the raids could deliver another shiny Pikachu. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, an error occurred while starting the raid. Let's see if we didn't lose our remote pass there. I really hope we didn't. No, it didn't take our pass. Thank goodness for that. These are the final 2 7-kilometer eggs that we have got from today. So I think that's actually less than we had on the first day of the event. So, Hatena to kick things off. And the final egg is a Tinkatink at least, and it's really bad as well. Oh, dearie me. Bear in mind some of these are actually older, so we've got to take away a couple of those Tinkatink and the Larvesta. I tell a lie, we've actually got a little bit more than last time. 1:15. And we've got our final remote of the day, 508 CP, all the way from Michael in Poland. So thank you very much. Had a little bit of a lure session. It didn't go particularly well from home. Had to stop off, rehydrate, let's have some food. And no further shinies or anything of significance. I definitely think the lures are a bit broken and useless during this event. You probably would have noticed that yourself. I had Florgato coming off of rainy lures, but not coming off of mossy lures. Anyway, actually we're next to a Mega Sceptile. We could just do these two battles, but I want to make use of the Daily Adventure Incense, because honestly, I've been running it for like 5 hours and got nothing from it. Took 2 attempts to fail it twice. So we're going to swiftly move on from that, because actually managed to do a trade. We've got 3 Pikachu checks. Let's get one in. It's not shiny. Let's get the second one there. It's not a shiny. Third is not the shiny. Still chasing a hundo, so let's go and find ourselves some more tasks. Oh my god, I can't believe I've lost to a Persimmon twice in a row because of its moveset. Seriously. We're slowly approaching 2 o'clock now, but I think it's the bright sun and stuff. I cannot see my phone screen. It's like repeat of Milan. Bit easier now it's in the shade. As soon as the sun's out, can't see anything, but it's a Blacephalon raid. I've got some good news. The quests have delivered again. We've got ourselves a second Captain Pikachu. 387 for number 2 at 2:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, a little bit poetic with this one. Fantastic. Shiny number 4, finally. And it is obviously kind of a meh 3-star, but what about the random Smoliv? Right now, just going around trying to get the Daily Incense to work, because it's very disappointing hatching these random eggs. Honestly, I'm going to hatch so many eggs over the course of this 24-hour challenge. Well, that's not meant to be right. That's a non-Captain Hat Pikachu. We've done some trades, we've hatched some terrible eggs, and we have 3 more tasks for Pikachu. It's not a hundo. Honestly, the hundo Pikachu eluded me last year. We're going for it now. I'm going to find a new zone, maybe trip down to Gunnersbury, triple no shiny. Fine. There is nothing quite like your home cluster. Boom! Shiny Floragato, the second of the challenge, and that's finally nice to see again, because it's been a little while. It's 4 o'clock, as you can just see in the top left there. We had a little lunch stop. Now that's 2 of each of the costume variants, and this thing has broken out. For sake, please stay in the ball. My plan was to loop, get some quests, and I'm going to go down to Gunnersbury so I can go and scope that before the evening sweeps in, because you can't get into Gunnersbury during the night, I think. So, oh my god, it's 0-star. Glorious. It's slowed down a bit, but I'm glad. Look, there's a pair of each with a random Scyther in there too. And a 5k. Don't think that completes a quest, unfortunately, because we need to find some more. 1843. No blue clown as of yet. There was no luck on the remotes. Come on, add to the shiny total. Come on. It's the last ball. Oh my god. Well, we're not doing any more of those. Triple quest incoming. Obviously, any Pikachu is solid if it's shiny or a hundo, but I will trade them. That's the thing. Final one of the batch, not a shiny. And they were all pretty mediocre as well, but I know that this should be a hatch and egg task, which will get done. I was just filming a B-roll clip and I spotted a G Moltres. Finally a G-Bird has spawned in. I've got it on white screen here. Let's see if it could be orange. Come on, it's not. I nearly missed that. I have no idea how long it was on the screen for. 1632. I'm going to tab out. So G Moltres non-boosted, 1632. It's annoyingly close to a potential. And thank God it didn't crash. Let's see. Oh, for God's sake, I was so close to an excellent. You son of a gun. 2 rolls and out. But hey, I've finally seen one after, God, however many goddamn hours. Maybe Gunnersbury's the place we need to be in. We need to hatch an egg. It's taking a while. Those clouds do not look healthy at all. Oh my dear. Oh dear God. Yeah, that doesn't look too good. This is a pathway according to Pokemon GO. Quite where we go from that, I don't know. You see? It's a pathway. Best believe. Sort of here's the trail. But the other thing is, people of West London, Gunnersbury is a cherubi nest, which is a good rare shiny, so that's actually quite a fire park. You know what? It is a very lovely day here, and it's honestly, it feels like spring, proper spring. Sun's out, flowers are out, smells hay fever-esque, and I am actually being attacked by every insect on the planet. However, we've got some quests for Pikachu, not a shinny. I keep getting 393, honestly. Give me a 402. There's also a wedding reception just up there, so I can't go next to where the building is, which is unfortunate, but thankfully I can get one of the quests over there to just check. 382. Sweet chestnut tree. Do you have anything sweet task-wise for me? No. Just ticked over past 6 p.m, which means we're approaching 10 hours completed. Soon it'll be halfway done. Shiny, not a Pikachu. Quest 3, this is all for hatch an egg, and I'm burning incubators for the 2s, the 5s, and 10s of regular rubbish, just for the sake of getting these quests done, but that was 3 non-shinny Pikas. I'm more chasing the 402. Hundo Collector, but that grey cloud you've seen in B-roll may be a reason to head back to Ealing Broadway. Well, here we are, 6:20 in the evening. We've got 2 more Pikachu quests, and we have actually swept the park, but we have visited every Pokestop available here, and no shiny Pikachu. However, as we're leaving the park, our very first full odds shiny of the challenge, Slugma. That was very, very unexpected. Sunny booster as well, because it has gone back to sunny weather. I mean, in that direction it is. Over there, it's not looking sunny whatsoever. I will 100% take a Slugma. Really good shiny, and you know, Macargo, ooh, of course, weather booster. It's going to be a decent-ish 3-star. I think that's like an 89%er. Not the Fuecoco, you know. Let's just check. I mean, I guess it's Snorunt's check. That's about it. Nearly back in familiar territory now, and there was a Blacephalon with a handful of minutes remaining on it. Got a couple of invites out. Since the sun is going down, it's sunny boosted now, I wouldn't mind myself a 2355. So this is going to be 2326. So. No raid luck so far, and we have only like 2 hours or so of raids left. So, no. Unfortunately, not the shiny. And as that breaks out, I think it's time. Need to nip home. I'm going to change shoes and socks and everything like that because my feet are already in pain. We've swapped battery packs, which we really needed to do. Changed the shoes, and now we've got a nice little wave of 1-star raids. So it's couple of Pikachu rock off, and even a shadow, and maybe this could be shiny. which it isn't. It sort of looks a little bit shiny due to the dusk timing, but yeah, the sun is going down now. We're nearly halfway. We've got Nidoran female, we've got Pikachu, we've got Rockruff. We're gonna go and do all of those. Well, we've crossed the halfway point, so just over 12 hours completed of the challenge. We're back home for a bit of refueling and everything, and I realized I need to charge things. So I might as well kill two birds with one stone, eat, hydrate, and charge everything. Yeah, we've had basically nothing else. It's been quite a slow 12-hour grind. I can't believe running 12 hours of Daily Incense. 1 G-Bird appearance. That's worse than it was for the 24-hour session we did for the G-Birds their first time round, so I'm really hoping we can improve on that. There are more quests to get before midnight, and they are over in that direction, past the nemesis that is Persimmon. 6 shinies. We've got pairs of the costumes, the random Scyther and the Slugma. It is a 1 in 64 boost, and we've still got Sunny Boost. Hopefully that clear weather stays, because that'll be quite nice for the night session. Hydrate, charge everything, and we'll get back out there. Good news, I have to say thanks to Francesco for the trade and the quest. Ta-da! 3rd Pikachu. I knew it was a good idea to sit down and eat pizza. It's in the oven, by the way. Well, why am I bothering to leave the house? That's literally the next check. Shiny Sprigatito. And that's my pizza done. Alexa, stop. Thank you very much. Fantastic. You'll see that is literally back to back, and I don't know why. Sprigatito's full odds. We got one on the first day of the event. It's our first shiny of the event. 0 luck on Fuecoco, but I'll definitely take it. Back to back. Absolutely awesome. 2 minutes between them. It's 20 to 10 in the evening now, so we have about 11 hours remaining. And shoes are changed, jackets on, ready for the night session. And the Daily Incense is providing the goodness with the Swadloon. Cannot think of anything better. We're gonna pick up the few remaining quests that we didn't get, specifically around Ealing Broadway. We avoided that area because the company wanted to get some quests. But how much more we continue catching is up for debate, because I looked, we've burnt about 1,000 of each Pokeball. That's probably 900 of each Pokeball going on Florigato. What do we think the next shiny is gonna be? I think might be due another Pikachu. It's very soggy.
Do you want blue light?
Blue light? Try and quickly flick it in and out. Nice, shiny Eevee, completely random and non-event related. Stings just a little bit, given we had no luck in Milan with this thing with a City Safari hat, and had no luck with this thing with a flower crown, and now it decides to appear. PvP Eevee shiny, maybe. That's all right. We actually have a shiny before 10 o'clock. I'll take it. Daily Adventure Incense and Florgato's over there. There was a Hundo Quaxley that we were going past, but it needed Spatial Rend to get it, and I'm not ditching 9 hours of Roar of Time for that, because I can't get that back on. I have no more Dialga candy. That is glorious. Let's get the sparkles in on again, because it can't run. It's a quest. Our 4th quest, Hundo? Our 4th quest, shiny Capitan. Hovering around that 385 mark. I swear to God, I can't get higher than that. The shiny luck has been significantly better in literally the last hour than the whole first half of the challenge. Two more hatch and egg tasks. One, not a shiny Pikachu, and bless you, Jesus Christ, that ricocheted around the whole building. This is not a shiny either. So that is pretty much all quests done, I believe. We're gonna have to venture to an area that is renownedly dodgy. Is it worth the risk? We decided it was worth the risk coming to the sketchy area. We have a check for a quest is not shiny. It's nice doing the random trades and everything. Check 2 is not a shiny, and even worse. Please be 402 at one point or another. So, it has ticked past midnight. It means obviously it's a new day, new quests and all that goodness. However, can you see what's missing from my daily spawn? It's a Florgato without a hat. I mean, we have had a couple of Daily Adventure Incense Pikachus coming through that had no cap hat, so there's definitely some kind of code glitch error. What else would we expect with this game? But there we go. Need to remember to open some gifts, so we have some egg slots. So weird, why no hats, honestly? I've still got quite a few eggs to walk off, so we'll do that, hopefully with some drift in the house, but let's open the gifts, get things going again. There's 8 hours, and actually 8 hours and 20 minutes exactly left to go. Feet are still hurting. There's one thing actually, on walking the dog on the green, there was a hundo weather boosted Quagsire. How cool would it have been though if Quagsire could have been shiny during this event? Just for this event, they made it shiny eligible. Purple Quagsire in the wild would have been a really fun little chase. I shouldn't lose it, hopefully. Tap in and out quickly. Boom, there we go. Daily Incense. Thank goodness I tapped that. It's a shiny Johto Sneasel. It is a perma boosted one, but I'll take it 100%. I'm actually just driving the Italian home. It's the second shiny off Daily Incense, actually. Eevee was a full odds at 1:04 in the morning, might I add. PvP? Fantastic. Anything else dotted around here? That should hatch that egg. Come on, get it out of here. Our first remote raid of the day. Let me take my earphone out. It's always difficult to get a sense of how loud I am actually talking, particularly since we're next to people sleeping in their houses. Mally, Malcolm, Land Down Under, thank you very much for the stack attacker. We got 2283. Oh my god, that's bad. Actually, by the time you see this video, these bosses will have switched out to Cresselia, so I hope you got your stack attacker or your Blacephalon. Will it be? No, sadly not a shiny Ultra Beast. I will say, if we don't get any more G-Birds over the course of this challenge with Daily Incense running, I won't be War of Timing ever again for a long, long duration. Oh, actually, Loath8, thank you very much for the Florgato raid. But we have a wild shiny one. That makes it 3. So 436 on the lower scale of things. I was chatting with Francesco Amato, and it's probably something you guys think similar, is that why can't the mid-stage of Pokemon be shiny, like just in the wild? Particularly if they have the Mega, that means that the final stage can be shiny, i.e. Charizard, Salamence, that sort of thing. We have that raid invite. Do we have time on it? Go on. I mean, it could have been your shiny had I not just clicked that one. Literally, I clicked that shiny, did a B-roll click for the intro, and then your raid invite came through. 959 or 1199, I think. Oh dear. 907. Oh no, not a back-to-back, but I appreciate the offer. We got some light over there. First batch of eggs for a brand new day. So, obviously, Hundo Tinkatink, shiny Charcadet would be preferable. Hundo Hatena is on the agenda. And if there's anything else, a lot of Tinkatink so far. I'm liking the look of that. Elekid, it needs to be a Shundo just for that very reason. Tinkatink, come on. Okay, maybe the final egg. Charcadet. No, we got one more. Charcadet. Will that thing shine, actually? I don't know. I don't think there's anything Hundo-wise in this batch. Also, I had an incensed Captain Achu. I missed it because of the eggs. Anyway, 2 quests. One is not a shiny, and 390. And this one, come on, is going to be non-shiny. At 398, you are so close, yet so far. I am slightly astonished by what just happened. So, you may remember, day 1 of the event, we kind of stacked a shiny scatterbug. We had it the day before the event began. First one ever. We've just done this batch of eggs. Pinned all the gifts, and I think it was this garden one. It's an XXL shiny scatterbug. Shiny scatterbug in the 24-hour challenge. Let's freaking go. And I think, no, Glasgow. Who was in Glasgow? Somebody on the Patreon squad, I think it was. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Screen recording failed. You can see that. That's really annoying. So I'll have had to put that in. Thank you very much. You won't see the shiny scatterbug thanks to this bloody phone. We've gone from sweet elation to complete rage because I just looked back at the screen recordings. Even as far back as the Stack Attacker raid, there were errors, and that means that there's lots of clips that are now affected. It's not quite as bad as the one where we had the 24-hour challenge where I had to voice over 50 or 60% of it. Thankfully, we have the shiny Florigato and the raid there, and it's just, it doesn't tell you that the storage is going to be full. So I've cleared everything out now. Apologies, viewers, that is not ideal. Just trying to prove and prioritize the fact that it does exist. Look, XXL shiny scatterbug from, well, not London, Glasgow. That would have been such a cool bit for the thumbnail. So I made the executive decision. I've copied all my screen recordings from the past, 15, 16 hours or so. They're on the computer, we've cleared the phone, not having that kind of issue again. However, there are 2 quest checks to have. One is not a shinny, and this one, before I walk into a lamppost, $3.93. Fingers crossed that this batch of eggs will actually work on the screen recording. Batch number 2. And we then have 3 quests on the back of it. So no shiny Charcadet to kick things off. Check 2, Elekid. I'm surprised we haven't had that shiny, I've got to be honest. Tinkatink. This one's going to be a Hatenna, so we've got a mix of all of them, I guess is good in a way. Come on, Tinkatink. Just fingers crossed for a hundo, honestly. Hundo Tinkatink, hundo Pikachu. And no joy on either. If we fail our own endeavour over the course of this challenge as a Charcadet, I think that's a big fat load of nothing. That was a very bad batch indeed. Check 1, not a shiny. Check 2, not a shiny, nor a hundo. And the final, not shiny, 3:30 in the morning. Trying to keep it low key because wherever we go, people are asleep. We are slightly losing our marbles here, but thank you very much to Cats, I believe it is, in Australia, 1840. So it's not much better than the last one we had that didn't work on the screen record. So let's see. Golden Pyramid, hopefully. Sadly not, but I appreciate the invite. I'm crying looking at my golden Raz supply. That's the damage that Florigato has done. We started the challenge like 350 and now we're at 40 something. Oh my God, there's like 6 million cobwebs. Speed it away. Anyway, it's actually batch number 3 of the eggs. I messed it up on Instagram. I thought we'd only done 1. Anyway, Tinkatink, may it be 100%er. Elekid, 3. Charcadet, 4. Elekid. Fox is screaming in the background. Hatenna, about the worst of the batch. Charcadet, in fact, Fox is screaming in the park, no matter. Elekid, and this one's gonna be the Hatenna. Freaky. Anyway, don't think those are particularly amazing. The Tinkatink looked okay. 93er, okay. I want to see if we can get another batch. We've done 3 batches so far. Speaking of batches, there's a Pikachu. Let's go for the next one. It's not a shiny, and the final one of the tree. Not shiny. 5:30 now in the morning, so what's that? 3 hours? Just under 3 hours remaining, which is music to my ears, frankly. There are raids starting to appear, which will obviously hatch in the next 60 minutes or so. 1 stars, 3 stars. Shadows. Captain in the Wild. Not shiny. I've been at home for like the last half an hour or so. I've been in immense pain. I don't know if I've done something to my right ankle, but I've dosed up on some painkillers, had a bite to eat, and we're just gonna try and take it a bit easier because I'm pretty sure this final batch of eggs, I think we have 1 more full batch of eggs, and then maybe if we could sneak the odd 7-kilometer egg in, and then it's just quests as much as we can once the daylight comes. It goes without saying, This is not a recommended way to play. I am a professional. Do not do this sort of challenge. It is not a constructive, healthy way to play the game. Daylight's coming fast, actually. Goodness me. Anyway, we have actually got a batch 4 of eggs. I think it's the first time this event I've managed to do this. So, batch of 9, number 4 going off. Will there be a sparkle or a 4-star piece of goodness in there? Because I really hope so. Otherwise it'd be like burning the eggs in Milan endlessly for disappointment. Oh! Oh my god, do we have a shiny Charcadet coming up? That deck screen must mean something's coming. Oh yes, come on! Shiny blue-eyed Charcadet from the eggs. Yes! I'm gonna have to look at the geotag for that one. It's a shame that the shiny dex doesn't come with the actual shiny, but oh my god, that's fan-freaking-tastic. One of the newer, more elusive shinies to pick up. I'd love to see what the stats of that thing are gonna be. Of course, pretty trash. I think the rest of it's gonna be fair. Oh, a 10-10-10 Charcadet, that's good. The shiny. Who's that from? Langhorn. I'm gonna have to double check gifts. If that was you, thank you very much for your egg. We've got a bunch of other bits and pieces. The rest of that batch was awful, but oh my god. Shiny Charcadet for the win. Question is, can we get any more? Will there be more eggs available? 2 hatch and egg tasks. One for a non-shiny, non-hundo Pikachu, and the second for a non-shiny, non-hundo Pikachu. That Pikachu is holding out on us. Let's try and open Lincoln's gift. I wonder if we're capped. Let's see. We're not capped yet, but we got an egg. Well, there we go. That is the gift limit hit for the day. And, pleasant surprise, 6 eggs, which makes 42 eggs out of 50 gifts, which is actually an insanely good ratio, to be honest. It would be great if it was guaranteed. I don't know why, maybe it's just I've been head down in the phone, but it genuinely feels like that was the fastest return to light on the 24-hour challenge maybe, or something. Literally it felt like it's just 20 minutes of Blastodon by. Not that we're going to see too much because we're going to sleep afterwards. What? No freaking way. We have a shiny Galarian Articuno. I don't want to make too much noise because people are still possibly asleep and getting ready. 26-22, the second G-Bird of the entire challenge. And it's a third Galarian Articuno shiny. I am astonished. I'm not going to get the sparkles. I'm afraid I don't want to risk losing it because we've had some issues with catching and the game crashed like 5 minutes ago. Instantly out. I beg this thing catches quickly because at the moment the game is very problematic. What an insane morning. And a second ball catch. What is this luck? A shiny Galarian Articuno. I can't believe we've had 3 Articunos and none of the others. I was literally just going around doing level 1 shadows. A shiny Galarian Articuno. I'm done for words, honestly. I'm sorry. Things literally cannot get much better than that. That's insane. The most insane 24-hour challenge I think we've ever had. Maybe not the most number of shinies, but definitely the biggest wins. I know we're some way into the video here, but if you are a wonderful member of the Patreon squad, thank you so very much indeed for your support, continued support of the channel, the content, and these crazy challenges, the live events, and so much more besides, because without all of you guys, the lifeblood, we would not be here continuing to do such crazy stunts and various different bits and pieces, including Pokemon Go and the game. So really appreciate every single one of you. And if you fancy joining the Patreon squad, you can of course find it linked in the description. It'll be at the end of the video. And if you enjoy what you're seeing here, please stick around, hit that subscribe button, and throw a like down on the video for more Pokemon Go content, because honestly, a shiny G-Bird on a 24-hour challenge, freaking nuts. Don't crash on me, don't crash on me. Look at that. Daily Incense for, I think, the third time today in the last 24 hours. Chansey is actually an event thing. It's a 1-star raid boss. I'll have that. Thank you very much indeed. There's a couple of raids in this direction. There's a Pikachu and a couple of Floragato, which is what we're going to go for. Actually, we do have a Shenando of it already from the Comday rewrap. Also magically found 3 trade tasks, but there's no one around to trade, so I'm gonna have to nip home. This is it, people. These are our final 7-kilometer event eggs once we've got past the Todger. So it's the final chance for the 24-hour challenge to deliver anything other than the shiny Charcadet, which is still blowing my mind. The Hundo Tinkatink would be insane, but we have an hour and 22 minutes remaining. There's another Charcadet. Obviously, we won't see a shiny Dex entry or anything like that. There's another one, and Tinkatink. That is it. I don't think there was anything else, Hundo-wise, in there. So Tinkatink eludes us for now, and a quest for a non-shiny, non-Hundo. Oh, look at this. Captain Pikachu's chosen to sparkle again, and it's from a wild spawn of all things, just as we have entered the final hour. 58 minutes left to rock and roll, people, and I'm feeling actually surprisingly good. I think that's the painkillers talking. Honestly, I think that's is that the 5th one of the sesh? It's the worst one by far, but that's all good. Okay, it's 8 AM now, so very much the final push, last 23, 24 minutes to go before the timer kicks off, and we have to head back into Walpole to finish off those quests. Not a shiny, not a Hundo. Come on, please, not a shiny, not a Hundo. And the final one, not a shiny, really not a Hundo. My God. So let's just try the Daily Incense for 20 minutes and see what it's like. There we go, that is Daily Incense done. As you can see, about half, less than half of the number of Pokemon we caught on Daily Incense last time. So 506 Pokemon caught Daily Incense, 67 kilometers walked. Where's my G-Bird? There we go, that's the screenshot we need, people. We're literally just going around now. Oh, Isaac with the final stack attacker. I'm just going around and finding the stops that we checked yesterday, but haven't checked today. Less than 8 minutes to go. Pretty much 24 hours of Daily Adventure Incense. Oh, and the game crashed. Literally wasn't doing anything. Good job I came to check this stop, and an egg just hatched. So 2 potential final Pikachu checks. 1, not a shiny. That second one, not a shiny. That Hundo has eluded us. We've got like 60 seconds left to go, people. And that is gonna be done. I don't think there's any spawns I can get. There's Daily Incense, I'm not gonna drop it for 1 minute. Paris check, that's 8:23. I'm waiting for the little bit to tick over. Oh my God, I am so knackered, so tired. Any second, Yungoos. No pink hair like the pink tree behind it. Oh, an egg is hatching for a Litleo, for a Coco, not the Joltik nest spawn. There we go. Timer. It starts actually at 8:24. Okay. Okay. I see a bench. Stop your timer. I've had enough of this. So, no more catching. What we're going to do is we're going to take the screenshots of everything. We're going to total up in post-production, people. Because I tell you, I am a mess of a human being right now. A mess of my former self. All I can say is let's look at the shinies, because I think it's been one hell of a grind. 17 in total. Jeez, we had an insanely good second half of the challenge. Considering we only got 5 or 6 in the first 12 hours. 5 Captain Pikachu, 3 Florigato, random Sprigatito, random Slugma, random Scyther, random Eevee, random Sneasel, random Chansey, but then the good stuff comes in. The Scatterbug XXL, which broke screen recording, the hatched Charcadet shiny, and of course you cannot beat a Galarian bird shiny, which was totally, obviously, unexpected. That's insane. It's been a one hell of a grind here, possibly not as hardcore, I would say, as the last one for 24-hour Daily Incense. We're gonna call it here, and on that note, back to the studio. A few days later, time to total up on everything that we achieved over this most recent 24-hour session. It certainly feels like one of the most successful, but in terms of numbers, it may actually not be. So we're finishing on 28,731.5 kilometers walked, which totals us to 68.7 Ks done within the 24 hours, which is on the lighter side of things, actually. Total catches came in at 647,000 and a little bit, which actually means that we caught 1,726 Pokemon, which, given how difficult Florigato was over the course of those 24 hours, I actually consider quite good, to be honest. And we were running fairly low on resources, so there's a certain point in a 24-hour session where you have to go, am I going to bother catching everything? Perhaps not. The total stop spin actually only came in at just over 1,000, which is fair enough because we were trying to prioritize research tasks and 7-kilometer regs. The stops weren't necessarily the most important aspect of what we did here today. Total XP finishing up on 738,073,000 and a bit, which means we accumulated 2.852 million XP in the 24 hours, which I know people have done much more hardcore XP grinds, but given we weren't really raiding a crazy amount, we weren't doing any friend list chasing, it was just catches and some quests and everything. So, good pulls, really. The other things we have to check, of course, are those eggs and research tasks in total. I don't think they're going to be overly epic in terms of accumulations, but eggs, we came in at 34,123 hatches in total, which means we actually got 231 hatches done, which, given we were obviously prioritizing the 7-kilometer eggs, is somewhat astonishing. That shows how many extra eggs we burnt during the night session, or during the first day, as it were. And our research task came in at 34,042, which means only 137 tasks were actually done. But given what they were actually requiring you to do, hatching an egg, which takes time, or trade a Pokemon, which you have to find somebody to do, isn't too bad. And considering how many shinies we got from field research is actually astonishing. Quickly looking at Age 0 and 4-star, we had actually an insane amount of 100%ers. Now, a few of them were picked up by bits and pieces from the local group, so some of the nest Pokemon, like the Joltik, they were dotted around. The Florigato and the Sprigatito were part of the weather boost. You would have seen we had clear or sunny boost most of the time, and the fact we were catching most of these Pokemon, certainly at the start, because you can see how many of those were actually caught. So let's say before midnight, the Oricorio was somewhere in Gunnersbury, because I don't think I caught very many Oricorio during the course of this 24-hour challenge. So it was like one in Gunnersbury, there was one somewhere else, and that was the one we got down in Gunnersbury. You can tell from where the catches were. A handful of Snorunt, and the Quagsire, of course, you saw was fairly late on in the day. So 13 100%ers, which is definitely on the higher scale of things. It's a shame that the shiny RNG didn't work out on any of these catches. If we search up my favorite Nundo tag, during the brief amount of time that we didn't have Sunny Boost on the challenge, we picked up both a Nundo Sprigatito and a Nundo Florigato costume, which is honestly epic. The final thing, of course, is the hatches. Now, during the course of the session, I had to transfer quite a lot of the Elekid and Hatenna to get rid of those things. But in terms of Tinkatink, we hatched 28 over the course of those 24 hours, which honestly, I think is a really, really good ratio given how many 7km eggs we got. And the Charcadet, much lower on the numbers, but the shiny Charcadet is by far and away the best pull. There we go. What do you think of the wins, the pulls, and the catches and everything from this latest 24-hour challenge? Personally, because of the nature of what we were doing, I feel like we achieved the most, certainly a lot more than what we got with the 24 hours of Daily Adventure Incense. That was chasing G-Bird shinies for the first time, and we came away with not only no G-Bird shinies, but no G-Bird catches whatsoever. This time round, a G-Bird Sparkle, which was obviously mad, you saw that. The shiny Charcadet was one thing we really needed, just numbers of Tinkatink. No 100%, but I'm very content with the 96s and 98s, and some decent IVs across all kinds of things. And I found this one, yes, it was incredibly grueling and draining. Certainly I did injure my ankle during the course of it, as it turns out, but it felt very rewarding, this one. However, as I said earlier in the video, this is not an effective way to play Pokemon Go at all. It puts your sanity and well-being at risk. I'm doing this purely because of the fact that it's a challenge that we can do here for the content. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will say, if you did enjoy this one, please, it would be fantastic if you could hit that subscribe button, stick around for more Pokemon Go content and travel content and much more besides. Of course, if you enjoyed what you saw here as well, you can check out one of these videos here on the screen. If you like the 24-hour format, we've got 13 other challenges that you can watch. So maybe throw it back to the 24 hours of Daily Adventure Incense, and let's throw an OG one here where we had some more insane shiny RNG. But I will say, until the next time, and when the next time for a 24-hour challenge will be, we do not know, but you can let me know what you think I should do a 24-hour challenge for. Do take care.